It was somewhat one of the greatest modes of transport in the 1980s. Commuting from one point to another back then was not complete unless one rode in one of these. This is the famous Nyayo Bus, a bus company that was launched by the then President Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi in 1986. A move that would bring about competition into a market that was then dominated by the Kenya bus service. The demand for buses was then very high, especially for people traveling up country, and the Nyayo Bus became a preferred mode by many, perhaps because it had the mark of the government on it. The Nyayo Bus made its mark on the Kenyan roads. School-going children, civil servants and pedestrians would wait for hours on the roadside for the Nyayo Bus. It was like traveling in the modern Boeing aeroplane, pleasurable and fulfilling. Back in the 1990s, the bus had specific times for departure and specific locations at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. The Nyayo Bus service, which was then run by the National Youth Service, grew at an encouraging rate that saw it boast of 89 fleets of buses by 1988, just 2 years later, making a 9 million shillings profit. Some of the buses were donated by the Italian, Dutch and Belgium governments through a credit purchase scheme in 1990, most of which were meant to transport the National Youth Service personnel. The government would later form the Nyayo Bus Service Corporation to help the NYS manage the fleet of buses, which by 1990 had increased to 300 buses. Its operations went beyond Nairobi to Mombasa, Eldoret, Nakuru, Kisii and even Meru, an expansion that was too big for the corporation to handle. After the failure of the Nyayo Pioneer car, this would have been Kenya's success story as far as public transport was concerned. But in 1995, the curtains started closing on Nyayo Bus. Out of the 367 buses the company was operating countrywide, only 55 were operational, and as the Kenyan transport system continued to expand, it was apparent that the Nyayo Bus would not survive the competition. In 1995, the Controller and Auditor General declared the Nyayo Bus Service Corporation insolvent, marking the end of the most sought-after bus service in the 1990s. Ruth Mutegi for Kenya at 50. Ewe Kenya baba yangu, ewe Kenya mama yangu, sitakuacha milele.